Let's get ready for the next battle! Beck versus Kran!
Alrighty, gamers, gal, motherfuckers, who's ready for a new season of Fluffy Barrage?
Me! I'm ready for a new season of Fluffy Barrage. Hello and welcome to the commentator's booth. I've made my Musk ever present here. How's it going today, Violet? Hi.
Hello, Grooves. It's great to have you here today. I can smell you all the way from here, so I'm glad you're here to provide such amazing commentary for us today. We got some amazing competitors.
Absolutely. I'm super excited to see how these two teams match up with each other. And hey, big hand to the interview process and everybody who worked on that, and also the interviewers and interviewees. I did notice a distinct lack of vitriol and hate for their fellow competitors, and I'm a little iffy on that, but I'm excited to see where it goes nonetheless.
Look, here at Fluffy Barrage, a lot of folks don't want to really show, shed blood. But behind those quiet and small little smiles is some murderous intent.
Let's go! Super excited for that. So what are you most excited about in this battle, do you think?
I'm genuinely really excited to look at Beck's team, if we can get right into it, Wafo.
Yes, chef.
Thank you,
The
Chef.
wires.
We're going to look at... That's the ogre, Wafo.
I'm
Yep,
getting
we're going to
there.
look at Beck's little funny team, which is definitely, as you can already take a look just from a first glance, a first sniff, you can see this is an expanding force team. Beck is trying to set psychic terrain with their Indeedee and then smash the Kran's team with the expanding force.
Absolutely, and you can't underestimate that psychic seed on Indeedee as well, which, if I remember correctly, gives them a stat boost in psychic terrain.
Yeah,
yes?
It boosts its special defense, so that it's a lot more harder to take off the field if you start with any of your special attackers.
Absolutely terrifying. And we see the Luxray there, who is a deceptively slow electric type, rocking the Flame Orb with Guts and terrifying combo in a Trick Room setup.
Yeah, absolutely. Since Matoya is also a pretty decently specially bulky Pokemon, it is set to also get Trick Room off and be the fastest thing on the field, which, with that 29 base speed, nothing's going slower than that. And that thing is hitting its expanding forces every time.
Absolutely, and we hate to see that kind of chip spread damage coming from something so powerful like that. But we do have a couple options outside of Trick Room. Well, I say a couple, but really we've got one option outside of Trick Room, and that's going to be our little trickster there, Zaylee, I believe, with choice specs.
Yeah, you got to absolutely watch out for that. There's some really tricky plays you can do with it. Potentially leading off with it to try to make it so that you think that, oh, maybe this is actually Indeedee, and I can throw off like a different move so that I can try to put it off. But this Zoroark can utilize its illusion ability to take form of any Pokemon in the team, along with also just having ripping a huge Hyper Beam with a Terra. That's gonna hurt.
Absolutely. I'm going to pretend I know what that means, but hey, let's take a look real quick at the most important member of this team, by far, the honorary bug, Shadow.
Absolutely. Shadow the Hedgehog utilizing Kowtow Cleave, a really devastating 80 power move that never misses. It just doesn't miss.
Not even if they minimize?
Not even
It
not
don't
even if they
miss.
minimize. Actually, it doesn't miss. It is like Aerial Ace, where it doesn't miss. It doesn't have a accuracy stat.
Oh, okay. I can respect that. I've never actually fought a King Gambit. I'm going to be so honest with you right now.
Well, if you can see, it's a monstrous attack power.
I cannot see that. I can see that. Oh my, that is a lot of attack.
Yeah, this thing is nasty. Utilized by last season's Admiral Pow, this team is kind of stacked with some MVPs of Fluffy Barrage history, such as Expanding Force, just with a different mask from Oswald.
And what part does Neo play in this team, do you think? Is that kind of shoring up some weaknesses, or just another heavy hitter for the physical?
For sure, it's definitely a heavy hitter here. I think it's just to be able to shore up any type matchups that this team has, utilizing its sharpness ability to hit really hard against any water type Pokemon with Leaf Blade, any dark Pokemon that might try to threaten Matoya with Sacred Sword, and just kind of being a hard hitter that can utilize Trick Room to the best ability.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't underestimate the amount of coverage that it brings to the team, and also a surprising amount of special bulk if you need to swap into something and still do some damage back.
Absolutely. And I think we should go over to Kran's team. This team.
Wow, you let that into this tournament, huh?
You look at this and you go, this team, we let this happen. Zach Shadows allowed this to happen. The man who is balancing, giving us a Porygon 2, Ursaluna, Goldango, and a Annihilate, and a Volcarona, and Grimmsnarl. Look at these. These are like actual fucking like heavy hitters.
Huh. This is a really interesting team, only because I think I've seen this on the competitive bracket. Now wait a minute. Wait a Flame Orb Ursaluna on the same team as a Make It Rain Goldingo?
This is also a Porygon with Trick Room, which Ursaluna utilizes to its highest degree.
Oh man, we're just gonna be tricking all over these rooms. Everybody's constantly like bouncing on it. This is crazy. You guys are gonna be fighting to see who's slower. This is gonna be bonkers.
Absolutely, Kran really needs to be wary of the speed tiers here, since a lot of his team is actually a lot faster than Beck's team. So if they are under Trick Room, that bear is only going to be like the second one attacking after Matoya.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, it does look like they're actually a little bit faster, which makes them slower in Trick Room, funnily enough. So we might need to see some sort of creative piloting for these teams to see if they can get around the need for Trick Room. And I think my first suspicion there would be that Volcarona might be your option in Trick Room to try and outside of Trick Room to try and counter.
Absolutely. Setting up Tailwind is definitely what this Volcarona is here to do. Allowing it to be able to just exist on the field and get the speeds up. But you have to be wary. If the Trick Room setter is out, setting Tailwind will even make it worse for you.
That's true. We might see. All right, listen. Just absolutely bonkers concept here. Volcarona, being the best Pokemon ever created, might jump in with our Porygon 2, fake a Trick Room, go for a Tailwind, counter Trick Room, and crush. No, I'm just kidding. I'm really cooking too hard here. But what are we looking at from Goldingo here?
As we see with Goldango, this thing is really just here to do heavy amounts of damage. It is going to drop a Make It Rain, utilizing Kran's signature quote, "Take my coins."
An incredible quote, and one I would be happy to hear on the streets. Take my coins is the ideal scenario. Unless they're throwing them directly at my skull, which I think Goldingo probably does do. I like the Annihilate in that D-side name.
Absolutely, yeah. Kran being a digital daemon, a lot of his Pokemon are very much like aligned with his whole vibe and his lore.
And what does Rage Fist do for those who don't know? Not me, of course, because I know.
Oh yes, because you are an illustrious Pokemon champion. Rage Fist utilizes every time that Pokemon has been attacked. So if Annihilate has been hit by like, I don't know, something that did like 10 damage, Rage Fist doubles in damage. So it goes from 50 to 100 base power to 150 if there's another attack, and every time it gets plinked, it gets stronger because it gets pissed.
Oh, okay, so you want to one-tap it.
Absolutely, you want to get this thing off the field as soon as possible, and it's fighting type and ghost type. That's a really, really tricky type to hit, along with this Terra.
And leftovers to kind of just survive a few more turns, get a few more stacks on that Rage Fist. Very cool mechanic. I like that a lot. But not to underestimate our last one here, of course, a support mon. Very, very popular in Fluffy Barrage and in Pokemon in general. Well loved since it came out. Grimmsnarl, the Paizo.
Yeah, I wish we could go more into Paizo, but I think we're about to go right into this match.
Oh!
Let's go, gamers!
Let's get in there. Beck versus Kran, round one, baby.
All right, super excited to see how this one kicks off. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Whoa. No need for the harsh lane. Oh, that motorcycle helmet. Okay, Kran.
Okay, we got Talkman 2 and Goldango right on the field on Kran's side. Belladonna and Matoya standing right next to you. Definitely going for a Trick Room set here.
Absolutely a classic setup, but we do see the Porygon 2 come out, and I wonder if that's going to be for a counter Trick Room or if that's something along the lines of just some coverage here. Let's find out.
Ooh, Porygon 2 utilizing its ability to download Psychic Surge. So now that's the move it's going to have for the game. Not really something you want to see. I think he was really hoping to hit a Magic Bounce, but right now, Kran's going to have to just utilize what he has at this moment.
Oh, okay, absolutely. We're going to see what we can get done here. And Psychic Surge, not super useful, but not the worst thing in the world. Okay, we immediately see a swap out. So definitely predicting some sort of counterplay here. Beck opting for King Gambit.
Really good play. Probably trying to dodge the Shadow Ball going right into King Gambit. He's going to tank it.
Absolutely.
As we see Talkman 2 also send another Shadow Ball. Kran really wanted to get rid of Matoya. This guy, not caring.
Oh, still going for the Trick Room, though. The double up, definitely a wise move there. Just try and take out the heaviest hitter for a Trick Room, but it did not pan out. However, Shadow at half-life already, so while I do think Beck has the momentum here, Kran definitely putting a little bit of damage on a heavy hitter early.
Absolutely. The thing is now that we are under Trick Room, this Shadow is probably the fastest Pokemon on the field. Maybe slower than Talkman 2, depending on how it is built. But Drop Bars is a really, really fast Pokemon, and Belladonna doesn't really care much. It could just start ripping off as much Helping Hands as it wants, and that Kowtow Cleave is going to hurt.
Absolutely. We're going to see what they get done here, whether or not Kran goes for some sort of defensive play or just tries again for all-inning on something.
Give the stream a little refresh here. If you see a pause, it never happened.
It never happened.
It didn't. Any blips don't even happen. Yeah, Kran really having to consider what he has to do in this moment, as he is going to take back Talkman 2, realizing it's not in the best spot right now.
Okay. We get out Taro. Ooh.
Taro in its natural habitat, Trick Room.
Okay, we get to see a double swap here. Probably trying to predict that Kowtow Cleave, but looks like we're going for Shout Out Flare.
Shout out Unkoku Flare on the field. We're going to see a Helping Hand. This is going to hurt. Depending on where this went, it's going to destroy someone.
Absolutely. This is going to be quite a bit of damage no matter who you tried to throw into it. And unfortunate, we see Volcarona go down in one hit.
Yeah.
Kran's going to have to take back control of the momentum here and get Shadow off the field if Kran doesn't want to get wiped one at a time from powerful Helping Hand Kowtows.
Yeah, now the Ursaluna is powered up with the Flame Orb. It is now able to start firing off any Guts boosted attacks right now. Probably being able to hit first against Shadow here.
Absolutely, and that is a huge advantage when you have that much damage packed into the big old bear's frame. We're going to have to see how Shadow tries to handle this, whether or not they're going to go for an offense and pray that they're quicker, or they're just going to try and defend themselves for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. At this moment, you really got to think of, like, where is Kran going to target? Are you going to try to deal with your attacker, try to deal with your support, and maybe even trying to predict where they might double up and go for a protect, which can really open up your options here.
Absolutely. Okay, we're really debating here. It looks like, okay, a decision has been made. Now let's see. It's all in Kran's hands. How will Kran pilot around Beck's
our
advantage?
First Terra moment.
Oh my gosh. We're going to see. There it is. The push pop on the head.
So this basically will boost all of King Gambit's dark type attacks with the Helping Hand. This Kowtow Cleave is looking for vengeance.
It went first.
It went first?
It went
the
first.
Ursaluna's faster?
Taro tanked it, though, with the Helping Hand dark type. Wow. Absolutely dominating on the damage. We got to recover there as well, but now we know that we've got a faster Shadow on the field. So what will Taro do next turn to handle this?
Oh my gosh, Taro tanking that Kowtow Cleave as well. Taro boosted Helping Hand Dark Glasses? Like,
absolutely handling it.
Yeah, you really got to consider how it's going to utilize his last turn now, because this Fire Chip is definitely dangerous for Kran. He's got to really utilize this Pokemon to its utmost ability.
Absolutely. We're going to have to see Taro do something incredibly risky or use some bait, possibly. We'll see.
Bait it out.
And there's the bait.
Smart.
Okay, Belladonna opting for the safe option as well, trying to get the follow me to make sure that we don't take out Shadow this round. And here comes the Kowtow Cleave into the protect, perfectly timed.
Protection.
Very wise. Keeping a low health Pokemon on the field to bait out attacks is never a bad idea. Just trying to get that chip away with Porygon. Battle's slowed down a bit here.
Yeah, definitely having to take a more defensive play here. All three Pokemon on the field at red health. That Tri-Attack only did a little bit into Belladonna. That Psychic Seed really putting in some work for keeping it on the field, especially with Talkman 2. Beck's really got to find a better position here because these Pokemon may not be long for this world.
Absolutely not. And if Beck doesn't take 2 of them out here, basically now it's going to be a 2 to 4 advantage, which you never want to see on the opposite end.
Yeah, really got it. Crane's got to consider how if he's able to utilize this Ursaluna. And we're going to see him bring him back, go with the withdraw.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, and here we are with drop bars. Here comes the follow me. Ooh.
Kowtow Cleave, where's it going? Where's it going?
Dangerous.
Going into drop bars, this is gonna hurt.
Oh, no.
Hit like a truck.
Oh, no. That's, you hate to see it. That's so tragic. It does look like we finally take out Belladonna with that crit, which was probably actually needed to get past that special defense.
Yeah.
But now we've just got one support mon on the field on Kran's side and one big hit coming out from a big old bear, but 3 Pokemon to get through. What are they going to do?
So something to notice about what happened this turn is that we just lost the Psychic Terrain since it ended, along with the Trick Room. So we are back to normal speed sets, so everyone should be aware of what's going on. This Ursaluna is slower now. You really got to keep that in mind in this match. So Kran has to really consider how he's going to handle losing the Trick Room here.
Absolutely, and this is kind of a make or break it turn for Kran, so we're going to see what happens.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Porygon also been putting in a lot of work, just trying to chip away at Beck's primary support Pokemon. No longer having to worry about follow me's is huge here.
Absolutely. We're going to see Beck opt for the safe play, which is definitely the wise move when you know that your enemy's on borrowed time. Ooh, the Sacred Sword coming out.
Tanked it. Tri-Attack going into trying to get Shadow off the field, but that Protect is going to do so much here.
Absolutely. We get a powerful facade out of... Okay, Taro taking another one out.
Theo!
Well played. Well played. However, that burn damage is still there, and it looks like that is the end of the Taro. We have to fold the deck and put it back in its case. And now it's just one little Porygon against the world.
Yeah, this Porygon really needs to make up some lost ground here, as it is going to be trying to have to do a 2v1 here. Really having to work. But I think this is not a bad spot for Kran to be in. Really depending on how these next...
It's the ponder and go next angle.
The ponder and go next. Having to think about where what you can do next round, what kind of things you want to change, where you want to check it out.
Absolutely. This is definitely the type of moment where Kran can just fish for a little bit more information, try to get a read on what their opponent favors doing, try to get in their mind. Often it's round 2 that decides the match. Okay, and here comes the expanding force.
2. All right, that's round 1 going to Beck.
Absolutely, and a strong showing from Beck. Kran definitely trying to play that out pretty well, but playing on the back foot for a little bit there, letting the support Pokemon do most of the offense, which, I mean, to be fair, what choice did he have? His poor wife immediately squished upon entering the field.
Yeah, she got exploded by that Kowtow Cleave. Very unfortunate to have your swap just end up with a very rough position to be in. I think there's something that Kran should potentially consider. We also didn't get a chance to look at Waffo. Can we get a quick peek there? I want to talk about Paizo.
Chef?
Can I talk about Paizo? I'm dying to talk about Paizo.
I'm dying to talk about Paizo too. Paizo got left out of the last conversation.
So the thing is about Paizo is he's a prankster.
Shout out to Pathfinder 2.
Sorry. No, shout out to Pathfinder 2. I'm all for every other tabletop game that is not the Dragon game.
Shout out to Mythic Bastion. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Shout out. All right. Yeah, so the thing about Paizo is if it sets these light screens, it could definitely be very defensive against a lot of the Expanding Force and the Kowtow Cleave. So Paizo might be something to consider, since Light Clay will also make it stay on the field for quite a long time.
Absolutely. So that you cannot underestimate how powerful it is to go ahead and get yourself set up with those defensive maneuvers. However, I do believe we saw a Brick Break on the other team, so we've got to keep an eye out for that. It can shatter right through those shields, if I remember correctly.
Absolutely. It is definitely something to consider from one of the strongest Pokemon on Beck's team, King Gambit, really, really wanting to break every wall that Kran probably wants to set.
I am a sucker for honorary bugs, so it's hard not to root for Shadow the Definitely Not a Hedgehog. However, we do have a Volcarona on this team, and I want to see that come into play. I feel like with a lack of wide guard on both teams, we could really see some dangerous maneuvers coming out of any sort of spread damage like Earthquake, Make It Rain, and Volcarona could definitely target single targets really powerfully with Overheat and Struggle Bug.
Yeah, for sure. Trying to just deal with a lot of your opponent's stats is probably the best thing you can do here, since a lot of Beck is trying to do is hit really hard. It's something to really consider. The Beck's team has a lot of spread and just occasional single target. It's something to just kind of keep in mind here.
Absolutely, and one thing we might not have appreciated from that last round, we did see Volcarona swap into a Kowtow Cleave, which I believe is a physical move. It might have been Kran going for a big brain flame body play, trying to toss a burn on there to cut that attack in half.
Oh, this is possible, but I think we're about to go into the next round. Is that right, Waffo?
Why would you ever think that? Oh,
Whoa!
Oh, what?
what do I know?
Who said that? Oh my god.
Round 2.
Okay, and here we are, round 2. Let's see how, I think the ball is definitely in Kran's court at this point, trying to figure out how to adjust for this. Also, who's that in the background of Kran's trainer card? Wait a minute.
That is the Onkoku Flare, his wife, Onkoku Flare.
Not true, because I've seen Onkoku Flare. She's a giant flying moth.
Might be. You know, very common misconception here.
Who is that
Kran
woman? Get away from our man, Kran.
That's not his wife. Get her away from him. All right, we're going to see a Psychic Surge get traced onto Talkman 2, trying to just see what information Kran's able to get off of this. Taro, being technically the slowest Pokemon, it's really something to consider. Do you want to set Trick Room right now?
I am
want
a
expanding
little
force?
curious what we're going to see out of this one. Now, it again depends on Kran. I'm surprised to see another Porygon lead, but that doesn't mean you can't do something creative with him to try and set things in your favor. We're going to find out here in just a moment.
Yeah, especially with this heavy hitter. We're going to see our Terran 1 Terra going right into Matoya. Normal? Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. That's not on the
That's
list.
not right.
Interesting.
Waffo, give me the notes. This isn't correct. We're going to see a helping hand from Belladonna boosting this Terra. Indeedee. Not Indeedee, whatever. Hyper Voice. Wait a minute.
Absolutely. Now, quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately, all of that coming out all at once is enough to really, truly set our Taro in a very bad position if this burn goes through. A massive Earthquake with a crit on Belladonna. Huge.
There's a chance that this burn is probably actually going to hurt Taro more than anything else.
I do believe so.
Chip at it. Oh wait, no, it's a turn. It's another turn after. It's already.
Absolutely, and we see the truth is come out. It turns out Azalea was on the field the whole time. It was a little bit of a ploy, a little bit of a ruse, if you'll allow me to say.
A little bit of a crimson ruse, you would say.
A stealthy Pokemon coming out and pretending to be another one? Never heard of it, but the Belladonna lead to sell that lie was very clever, very well done. Definitely a big brain move on Beck's part. Kran, though, pumping out enough damage to make up for it, it seems like. We'll see. Yeah,
this that Earthquake really ripped apart a lot of Beck's frontliners, really doing quite a bit of damage here. This Ursaluna's only got one turn left, so Kran really needs to utilize it to its utmost ability.
Absolutely. So we're going to see what happens here. We're going for the very aggressive play, which I can respect, definitely. Going to go out swinging if possible.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ooh, deciding to protect it?
Going for one more turn of damage on Taro, possibly.
Oh, this is a really good play here, actually. Drop Bars coming in. That's a Ghost-type Pokemon. So, if Azalea goes for a Hyper Voice, it is going to not hit Drop Bars and only do about half of the damage it would do as a spread move onto Talkman 2, which is enough to tank it.
Very well done, and Talkman 2 still managing to survive this battle and putting out just a little bit of chip damage, as he is known to do. Perfect play. Well done on Kran's part. Definitely maneuvering out of a very scary situation.
Yeah, for sure. Really being able to analyze and understand what the most important thing to do here is, and that's putting your Pokemon into a good pivot to get into a really, really strong position here. We're going to see Beck take back Azalea and bring out Shadow the Hedgehog.
Absolutely, and Kran trying to take a little bit of a dominant stance here, definitely gaining back a lot more ground than in round 1. Let's see what the attack is going to be here.
Take my coins.
Ooh. And the coins have been taken. Poor Shadow taking quite a bit of damage there, and a critical hit as well. You hate to see it if you're on Beck's side. That's 2 crits. 2 crits so far against them.
Trick Room.
Okay.
Interesting.
That might have been to Talkman 2's disadvantage, but who knows? That was definitely a big brain play, trying to make up for a possible Trick Room for Belladonna. We'll see how the rest of this battle plays out. We go for a helping hand, super aggressive here. Who's it gonna be at?
That's a cleave. This is gonna hurt.
Ooh, absolutely more than enough. With those glasses, plus the dark type stab, plus the weakness to dark type moves, that was more than enough to drop bars on that one. But Talkman 2 definitely overstaying his welcome with another recover. Just a sticky Pokemon, hard to get off the field.
Really wants to make sure he stays in this because Talkman 2 is trying to be able to pick off as many Pokemon on Beck's side, but it is good at stalling it. That's for sure. Since it does it does hold the Eviolite.
So Kran playing on the back foot. Once again, we've got, the wife is coming out. So we will see what we could do here because Kran has to start taking some actual knockouts here. We're going to have a bad time. Let's see what we do.
It was really tough to honestly look at this right now because the thing is, Kran is stuck in Trick Room. He said it himself. This Shadow's Onkoku Flare is pretty fast, and we know that Shadow's probably the slowest Pokemon on the field, so it is going hard into Kran's team.
Absolutely. This is going to be a terrifying situation for Kran if Kran doesn't manage to... Essentially, this is the pivotal turn. If Kran does not manage to pilot out of it this turn, it might be the end. And there's definitely a couple options here, but they're all very risky plays, and you kind of got to get a read on your opponent to make it happen.
See a swap into Matoya, maybe the real one? We're going to see a Protect Shadow. Ooh, smart play here.
Okay, so Kran's only free turn. Let's see what Kran chooses to do with it. Okay, we go for a try attack.
Oh my god.
And an overheat into... unfortunate. Tragic.
Right into Shadow.
You absolutely hate to see it. But we do lose Psychic Terrain here, which is not a bad thing.
Absolutely. Nothing really to worry about with Psychic Terrain, honestly, because a lot of the targeted effects aren't really on Kran's side, besides for maybe Paizo's Taunt, but we know that he doesn't have that right now. So, yeah.
Okay, well, let's see what we get done. Unfortunately, I believe Trick Room is still down. That's going to make this really, really difficult for Kran. That was basically the only free turn that he was going to get. So now we have to hope that he has a plan.
Shadow potentially in the best place it's ever been, honestly. Really, really just thriving, striving, and getting out of there. If it sucks, hit the bricks.
Absolutely taking a step back just in case. We're going to go for the Belladonna to set up another Psychic Surge and the possibility of threatening another Trick Room in case it got removed somehow. Let's see. And here it comes.
It is.
A massive expanding force. Huge amount of damage and a critical hit on that poor Porygon who was trying to stick it out with recovers. Let's see what the response is from Struggle Bug. Okay.
Hitting both of them, getting rid of Belladonna, no longer having to worry about the Follow Me. This could be a good turn for Kran. He has to utilize this last turn of that Ursaluna has. Potentially trying to, depending on what Beck throws out, he could potentially utilize the Trick Room to maybe get out another attack here.
Absolutely, definitely possible, but it looks like we might be going with Shadow, which, as we know, is a very, very, very slow Pokemon, which makes them very, very, very fast.
So, yeah, looks like this is pretty free for Beck to take a KO on Taro. And honestly, potentially a knockout on Shouts to Onkoku Flare, since Matoya's probably going first, still in Trick Room.
Absolutely, and we're going to see a Rage Powder try and bait out just a little bit more time for poor Taro, who's trying to go for but the Expanding Force completely ignoring it as a spread move. Unfortunate. We wanted an Earthquake there to see if we could take 2 down for the price of 1. No luck.
No luck, and that's it for this round. We have Beck taking the round.
Absolutely.
Let me hit this button.
Oh, you
ready?
do?
Hit the button.
The winner
This
is
button?
Beck.
Oh!
Ooh.
An absolutely incredible showing from Beck. Very dominant, very aggressive play there. And as we all know from previous seasons and just Pokemon battling in general, sometimes the most aggressive play, the one who sets the pace, is the one who's in charge.
100%. Really being able to take advantage of all of Crayan's plays here. Beck really pivoted themselves in a good spot the entire time. Setting up Azalea into the perfect spot to make it so that that Crayan will try to actually double into it. Utilizing its hyper voice to just do a lot of damage, especially with the Terra. It was such a good match out there.
Absolutely, and definitely you could see the thought process behind it was definitely setting the fear of God of the Indeedee combo round 1, and then round 2 coming back in, faking that combo to put that illusion ability, which has long been said to be useless, to good use, and it was good use. We saw the assumption that it was the same lead, and it wasn't.
Absolutely, it was a really good play here too. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hey. What's going on there? How are the wires?
Well, you know, with doing this for 9 seasons, you get pretty good at climbing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can tell, yeah.
It's actually on the job application. How are you at climbing?
Yeah, you gotta be able to climb a V3 rock wall to be able to even participate in Fluffy Barrage.
And a career ladder. Very important traits to have.
Speaking of
You
climbing,
also
though,
need to be able.
I do want to climb over here to let you know that this isn't the end for Cran. Cran will be able to claw his way back in the Roosers bracket.
Absolutely. Crane's not out of this yet. It is a double elimination, so Crane has to lose twice to be out of this tournament. But he could definitely pull it back. We have seen people go from the bottom of Roosers all the way up to finals.
Absolutely. It has happened multiple times before. I do want to give a big shout out to Crane for definitely trying to pivot out of that. There was many choices that were made that were, you could see the thought process behind it, especially the Goldingo swap into the Hyper Voice. Very big brain play.
Yeah, that was a really good play on Cran's side, really trying to get the momentum back in his field. It's just getting stuck in the trick room really did a lot of damage to him, unfortunately.
For sure. Definitely. Competitive Pokemon can be, defined by how you react to a Trick Room meta a lot of times, just because it does flip things on its head. So you got to have an answer for that.
We're going to see the little brackets here. I think we might be moving on to our next round. What do you think, Waffle? You think you're excited to see Kerfuffle fight Hayumi?
Oh, this would be a great fight. Kerfuffle, the Dust Bunny VTuber, versus Hayumi, the party healer, HPS or HP per second, yeah, HPS to DPS. I'm so good at this.
I'm extremely proud of you, Waffle.
All right, well, I'll get back to commentary here, and
for sure.
Yeah, anything to say before we swap on out?
I can't wait to see how much more bloodshed we're gonna get, and which competitor is ruthless enough to go ahead and just slay all of the competition.
Absolutely. I want to see knives out, bats out, guns out.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see it. Cran, great showing. I'm excited to see you fight your way all the way back up in the losers bracket. I know it can be done. You're a hero. You've got this. Bring that Volcarona to the top.
Absolutely. We're rooting for you all.
All right, we will be right back then. Bye.
Bye.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, who was that?